Firstly, we have Brahmachari Achyutamrita Chaitanya ji, who will be heading the panel discussion. He serves as an associate professor in Amrita Darshanam International Center for Spiritual Studies, Amrita Vishwavidyapitham, Amrita University. He has more than 30 years of experience in teaching. He completed his PhD in 1997 from Cochin University. Since then, he has continued his extensive study of Indian culture under the guidance of Amma Sadguru Sri Mata Amritantamai Devi. He also serves as the associate editor of Mathruvani, the spiritual monthly magazine of Mata Amritantamai Mutt. He has given spiritual talks in many temples across Kerala. His satsangs are regularly aired on Amrita TV as well. Welcome, Swami. We often say Bhagavan Krishna is perfect. At the same time, we say we are imperfect and cannot do great things like Bhagavan because we are mere humans. But when we say so, are we really lowering the bar for us and reducing the priority of dharma in our life? I request Achyutamrita Swami to kindly clarify with his wisdom. Over to you, Swami.
Om Namah Shivaya. Let me start with praying to Amma for giving me the right wisdom and the right words to address these questions. Yasya smarana matrena jnana muttare swayam taeva sarva sampatti tasmai Shri Gurave. So the question I will repeat. By saying Sri Krishna is only perfect being avatar, aren't we giving open license for all in Kali Yuga to not practice Dharma? Because everyone can say we are not avatar. Hence, don't expect great things or perfection. This question can be answered only scrutinizing the concept of Krishna. Krishna is presented in different ways. We consider Krishna, or we have statements in Puranas and Vidihasas where Krishna is mentioned as Purna Avatara, or Paripurna Avatara, or even Paripurna Tama Avatara. And these concepts of Avatara, or the what do you say, the discussion on Avatara is a very, very complex one. It is said that in modern times there were very hair-splitting discussions on the avatarahood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as well as Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you know, the great Renaissance leader from Bangladesh, Odisha and Bengal. He was considered as an avatara of Krishna. And then Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's life, there was a very big a kind of a conference, or a kind of a Shastrartha, which was initiated by Bhairavi Brahmani, his first Tantra Guru. And Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was asked to sit in front of great scholars of that time, and they were arguing with each other, and in the end it was proved that Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was an avatar. Everybody accepted it. It was a hair-splitting argumentations between great scholars, and it was Bhairavi Brahmani who presided over that discussion. So Avatara is not an easy thing to understand. It is very difficult. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa himself has said it is easier to realize Brahman, or recognize Brahman, or know Brahman, than realizing or knowing or recognizing an Avatara. So to say that Krishna is an avatar and he is not to be taken one amongst us, and using this argumentation to escape from our responsibilities or our our duties is not a good way. And I have seen, I have heard one of the great leaders of modern India of the 19th, of the 20th century. I am not speaking about this to belittle any concept. This great leader in an exhibition, when he was moving along with his followers, it was an art exhibition or a painting exhibition, something like that. He mentioned to the picture of Krishna and Rama, and he said that making or bracketing Krishna, Rama, etc. as avataras and escaping from our duties and responsibilities, putting all the responsibility on the shoulders of Rama and Krishna and such avatars is the real cause of India's decay, India's deterioration. He has mentioned like that. So Avatara comes to this earth not to make us free or to free us from our responsibility. The actual aim of Avatara is to inspire us, to motivate us, and to bring us on the right track back. Avataras are not like us, there is no doubt about it. But that doesn't give us the liberty to leave everything on the shoulders of the Avatara and compare us with Avataras and say that oh, Krishna and Rama are Avataras, so they can do this, we cannot do this. Even Shankaracharya, Bhashyakara, is given the status of Avatara, and Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was given the status of Avatara. And Vivekananda Swami has said that saying Ramakrishna Paramahamsa an avatar or praising, glorifying him as an avatar and leaving all our burden on him and not practicing spiritual sadhanas, just claiming that he will take care of us, is the greatest danger that we will have to face. This Vivekananda Swami has explicitly spoken, and it is recorded also in the complete verse of Swami Vivekananda. So, leaving all the burden on Avadara and telling that we are not capable of doing anything, we are not capable of reaching perfection like Krishna or Rama, and sitting idle and turning our face away from Dharma is not at all a real practice. It has not logic also, I will tell you. Then Sri Krishna came. What was his mission? His mission was Dharma Samsthavana. And how did he do this Dharma Samsthavana? He showed a model. And what was that model, that role model? In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, he has clearly, explicitly announced what is to be learned from him. It is not that we are not able to do, we are not capable of doing anything like Krishna and sitting idle. It is not like that. Krishna says, if you have Bhagavad Gita, you can refer to those slokas. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, there are 5 or 6 verses in which Krishna puts himself as a role model, not as an avatara, and not telling that I will take care of all of you. He has said that, come to me, take refuge in me, I will redeem you. All these sayings are there in Bhagavad Gita. It is right. It is for surrendering our ego at the feet of Guru or God and freeing us from all the bondages which come out of, which rise from ego. It is not for thinking that we are not able to do anything. We are not capable of doing anything. What Krishna says in third chapter, which I just mentioned, is Yadi Hamna Varteyam Jadu Karmanya Adangridaha Mama Vartmanu Vartande. I will just read. These slokas are confusing because many slokas are like that. Yadi Hamna Varteyam Jadu Karmanya Adangridaha Mama Vartmanu Vartande Manushyaha Partha Sarvasha. If I do not engage myself in action without laziness, atandrida, without seeking, mama vartmanu vartande manushya parth. Everybody will follow my path, and that means everybody will become lazy if I do not do anything. Then Krishna clearly says, "Name parthasti kartavyam trishu logeshu kinjana nanavaptam avaptavyam varta eva cha karmani." Arjuna, I don't have anything to acquire in the three words. Na anavaptam avaptavyam. That which is not with me, which I have to acquire. There is nothing like that. And name parthasti kartavyam. I have no duty, I have no work to do. This three words. Name parthasti kartavyam shlogeshu vinjana nanavaptam avaptavyam varta eva cha karmani. Still I engage myself in action. Why? If I don't engage myself in action, all the people in this world will follow my model and they will become lazy. And this will lead to many consequences. And next verse he says, he himself takes the responsibility, saying, Muktideyur ime logaha nakuryam karma chedaham sangarasya jakartasyam upahanyam ima prajaha. These are the verses 23 and 24 which I just mentioned. This 22, 23 and 24 of third chapter. Muktideyur ime logaha nakuryam karma chedaham. If I don't engage myself in action, I will destroy this world. That is what he says. Is there any audio problem? Oh, I think the. Is there any problem with audibility?
No, Swami, we can hear.
Then a message came from Ashwati that she cannot hear. Maybe there is some issue there.
Yes, yes,
So
Swami.
shall I continue?
Yes, sure, Swami.
So, so he says, if I don't engage myself in action, I will destroy, I will cause the destruction of this world. I will cause the decay of this world order. Sankarasya kartasyam. I will become the cause of Sankara. This Sankara is not the Varna Sankara that Arjuna has mentioned in the first chapter. I have listened to Bhagavad Gita from a very great learned scholar who comes in Chinmaya Mission order. She learned for 8 years from Chinmaya. She was a mother, a great, an intelligent, very genius person. But she was a householder and she didn't go much to the public. But she took classes in Ernakulam, Amadandamai Madam at Kalur as well as at Edapalli. 2 times she covered Bhagavad Gita, the whole story. And I asked her, why Krishna says Sankarasya Kartasyam? Arjuna has mentioned about Varna Sankara, and everybody says Krishna has not mentioned anything in the answer about Varna Sankara. And she says, this Sankarasya Kartasyam is not Varna Sankara, it is Dharma Sankara. If Krishna doesn't act, ceaselessly act, he will cause Dharma Sankara in this world. Dharma will get mixed and it will get confused and the Dharma will be lost. So he does action just to protect Dharma and to be a role model for others. And then he says, Yadyadajaradi Shreshtaha Tattadeve Darojanaha Sa Yat Pramanam Gurude Logastadanvartan. All these statements we have to ponder over again and again. Yadyadajaradi Shreshtaha, that which is followed by Shreshtas. Shreshtas means superiors. Tattadeve Darojana, that itself is followed by Itarajana, others. Sa Yat Pramanam Gurude, that which is made a pramana or a model or an ideal by this Shrestha Purusha, the superior person. Logas Tadanvartana, the world will follow it. All these Krishna presents to prove that or to drive the point into our mind, all the readers of Gita, that Krishna engages himself in action to inspire and motivate and bring others to the path of action. Then Krishna says, this is a very good question. So can I take some time?
Yes, Swami. Maybe we can wrap it up in 5 minutes if possible.
Pardon?
Maybe we can wrap it up in 5 minutes if possible. We have three more
Yes,
questions.
5 minutes. I will conclude in 5 minutes.
Yes, Swami.
Then Krishna says, these much Krishna says, taking him as an avatar or a lord, and then he considers him as a jnani and tells this is the answer. This is the core portion of the answer, that Krishna claiming himself to be the protector of dharma, avatara. This comes in the concept that Krishna has nothing to get in this world. All these things have been mentioned. Still, I engage in action. That is what he says. So he speaks from a very exalted state. Trishilogeshu Kindara. What he says, Nanavaptam avaptam Trishilogeshu Kindara. Name Barthasti Kartavyam Trishilogeshu Kindara Nanavaptam avaptam Martayavata Karma. So in 3 words, I don't have anything to say. So he is speaking from a very exalted state, and still he says that I engage myself in action because my path is followed by others. So if I set a bad example, not worthy of following, the people will follow that example and they will get lost. And this Dharma Sangara will happen. So these all points out that Krishna acts in his avatara. He acts just to inspire others. Then as a jnani, he says, Na buddhivedam janaya ajnanam karma sangina joshayat sarva karmani vidwan yukta samas. You should not confuse the minds of ignorant people, but you should act and joshayat sarva karmani and inspire others and prompt others and motivate others into action. Another sloka is there in which Krishna says, there are many slokas which puts Krishna in such a role that he has done all these things to motivate others. Then there is another part to this question. Some of Krishna's actions are very, very divine that we cannot follow. That is not a model for us. That is not a model. That is not the part of Krishna's model which has to be followed. There in Bhagavatam, Sri Krishna's Rasa Leela is depicted, and Shuka was asked by Parikshit that why Krishna acted like this. That Rasa Leela, all these things, these are not acceptable for normal human beings. So why did Krishna put this model? Then Shuka says, this is not the model. This is not an example. There Krishna says, Shuka says, the Acharya of Srimad Bhagavatam says, Ishwaranam vachaha satyam natadeva acharitam punaha. In some cases, their words alone is a praman, not their actions. And there Shukacharya says, as an example, he quotes Lord Shankara's drinking of halahala, kalagudam. Lord Shankara drank kalagudam, halahala. That action is only for him, who is an Ishvara. There, his action is not worth following. There, his words are pramana. In some context, the words of Ishvara is pramana, not the actions. There is an example from Amma. Amma embraces everyone. If we follow that model, what will happen? There, vachaha satyam natateva acharitam punaha. Actions are not examples. Their words are examples. Their advices are examples. But in Gita and in many other contexts, Krishna's model itself is an example for us to follow. His ceaseless acting, his protection of dharma, sacrificing everything for dharma. And when Krishna went for Bhagavad Gita, the what do you say? As a statesman, he went to Kaurava's Sadas, that Kaurava's Sabha, for negotiation. There, everybody wants Krishna that your mission is going to fail because so adamant is Duryodhana that he won't accept your arguments. your proposals. Then Krishna says, a beautiful saying. Krishna says, Dharmakarye yadan shaktya yadina prapyade phalam prapto bhavati tat punyam atra me nasti samshaya. If I engage myself in a dharma karya and I don't get the result, dharma karye yadan shaktya yadina prapyade phalam prapto bhavati tat punyam, I will get the merit. I will get the punyam of that. Atra me nasti samshaya. I don't have doubt in that. So all these things prove that Krishna acted in this world as a model. Krishna doesn't need to. Doesn't have to get any punya. We all know he is Lord. He is Bhagavan. Still he says, "Prapto bhavati tat punyam atmane nasti." I will go for this negotiation, and if I fail, this dharma karya becomes a failure. Still, I will get the punya coming out of derived from that dharma karya. So all these things proves that Krishna was only motivating us to actions. He was not playing in that I can do all these things, you don't do anything. Our limitations are there. We cannot be like Krishna. Never try to be Krishna in the essence, in knowledge, in anasati, in detachment, in happiness, in contentment. In all these things we can be Krishna, but not his divine actions, his divine potential. That we can never claim. That is Avadara, that is a different plane, not our plane. So many things we cannot, in many aspects we cannot become Krishna, but in many aspects we can become Krishna. So this discriminative knowledge we need to have, and in that, in the light of that knowledge only, we should move forward. It is not to escape, it is not to blindly follow Krishna also. All his actions we did not have to follow. And I will conclude with one saying, it's the famous Subhashita. And it's very famous and it is accepted as very, very authentic. Prabhu Swadandre Mahapannaha Yadichati Karoti. When a Prabhu means powerful, or one who can do, who is competent. Swadandre Mahapannaha. When he becomes Swadandra also, when he becomes Mukta also, Yadichati Karoti, then he can do anything he wants because he is a competent person, he is a Prabhu. And he is free also, he is Mukta also. Then he can do anything and it will not bind him. So many of Krishna's actions are of actions of a Prabhu as well as a Swatantra. But there are many Swatantras, even Muktas, who are not Prabhu, who are not Lords, who are not so that much powerful. So they cannot do everything. And there are many Prabhus like Ravana and all those Hiranyakashipu. All these people were Prabhus, competent, all competent, but they were not Swatantras, they were not Mukta. So they also cannot do anything as their mind prompts, as their mind tempts. If one is a Prabhu, that is competent, all competent, as well as Swadandra, free, Mukta, then only he can do as he likes. So Krishna's many actions are actions of a Prabhu who is a Swadandra also. So all these, the essence of what I have said is Krishna's actions as well as his words motivate us to action, not give any excuse for us to withdraw from the path of dharma, telling that we cannot accomplish like Krishna. So I think this is enough, and if I have conveyed, I feel fulfilled. This is a very subtle question, so my answer also I try to explain as much as possible. So thank you.